Well, greetings and welcome to the third episode of 6 Minutes and 66 Seconds with Mike Arnzen. The website for this podcast is located at 6m66s.com. Drop by sometime if you want to figure out how to follow or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform. This is the third week that I've done this in a row. Last episode, did you catch that I put in a backmasked message from the Dark Lord himself? Well, if you didn't, I'm going to play it again right now for those of you who want to participate in our very first contest. If you can detect or figure out what it is that's spoken backwards and email it to me at my email address, arnzen@gmail.com, or if you go to the website, 6m66s.com, you can use the contact page there. Tell me what it says. The first person to correctly and fully interpret the backmasked message I'm about to play you will win a free copy of a book that I'm included in called The Terror at Miskatonic Falls. This was put out by Cemetery Dance earlier this year, and it's a collection of basically found poems, imaginary found poems, in a town, Miskatonic Falls, that's been decimated by the arrival of a chaotic horror. And I won't say any more, except to tell you that if you win this prize, it will include a brand new poem that I'm going to hand inscribe inside of it just for you, making it all the more of a collector's item. And it's really cool. It's got illustrations like on every single page by Danny Everts, and it's really a quality production. It's bigger than you think it's going to be. You might want to win this, or just buy it. Go to Amazon.com, look for The Terror at Miskatonic Falls. Okay, I'm going to play the sound now. That would make a good ringtone or something, wouldn't it? Anyway, again, use the contact page at 6m66s.com or email me at arnzen@gmail.com. Okay, we've got about 4 minutes left, and I've got some housekeeping to do. First up, you may have noticed that this episode is a little bit late. It took me the full week to put it together due to various interruptions and whatnot, but I'm going to keep it coming weekly, so you'll probably get the next episode early in November, the first weekend in November, something like that, rather than right on Halloween or any of that. Speaking of Halloween, happy Halloween to you all. In fact, my friend Eric Hoffman has put together a cool little Halloween treat for everybody. It's a graphic novel adaptation, like a comic book format, of one of my short stories from my book 100 Jolts. The short story is called Beyond Undead, and you can find it at his website, pancyfancer.com. That's right, it's kind of a play on fancy pants. pancyfancer.com. Eric's a great writer and artist. I've known him since, I got to know him when I was in the military many years ago. We were in the same kind of troop over in Germany. And he's gone on to big things. Like he's been a writer for the program Mr. Show with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross. He starred in some movies like My Big Fat Independent Movie. He's also the author of the Netflix film Girlfriend's Day, which I highly recommend you check out. And look for this adaptation, Beyond Undead, over on pancyfancer.com. I also want to give a shout out to Rick at Rick's Rock Shop, which is a radio program on Wave Radio Boston. Rick streams free new episodes every Friday of like a mix of classic rock and unique deep cuts, intermingled with a lot of kind of like familiar themes and insightful commentary, and it all just kind of comes together in this curious show that I just love. And he's been doing Halloween episodes this month that are knocking it out of the ballpark. So I just want to give him a shout out. WRBRocks.com if you want to listen to him. And final shout out to the cast and crew of the film The Balloon. It's currently been nominated in 7 categories for awards from the Pittsburgh 48-hour double retro horror film project. There's talk of a director's cut and more in the future, so I'll talk about it again in the future. But for now, good luck to everybody who's nominated. Time now for my Halloween poem for this episode, the original poem. This one's called The Puking Pumpkin. When I was a kid, Mother used to leave me all alone while carving pumpkins, and I used to shove my hands into the uncapped shell like a surgeon delivering a baby. And I'd fondle the jack-o'-lantern's brain, still warm from the waning autumn sun, flipping the seeds between my fingers, the same way a magician tumbles a coin over his knuckles before I pushed the stringy mash of brain matter down and out through its gap-toothed mouth, an overfed zombie puking its own brains out, the same way I vomited up all my candy the previous year because I ignored Mother's custom agent-like checking of my bag. And since I wasn't allowed to trick-or-treat anymore, I learned to make Halloween fun somehow on my own, perhaps the way it was meant to be, licking the gore from my fingers in front of Mother's face and catching a glimpse of that telltale gulp of a gag suspiciously swallowed down her throat as if I'd poisoned her. Okay, well, happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween to you. I'm going to wrap up now. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, this is 6 minutes and 66 seconds with Mike Arnzen. Yeah. 6 minutes and 66 seconds is sponsored by Mummy's Moisture, the embalmer's choice for final resting cologne.